it going, everyone? Today we've got a Mercedes-Benz S500 and I'm here with the owner, Edgar. So, Edgar, thank you so much for bringing this car down.
My pleasure, guys.
So, what makes the car so unique?
Well, this particular car probably it's quite rare at this stage, right? You know, not too many examples, well looked after examples after 20 years survived. Again, fuel economy by today's standards is probably not something that a lot of people would appreciate. So I think those factors kind of combined together leads you to a place where not too many well-looked examples you will see on the road. During the 2000 when this car came out, it was, you know, again, as always, you know, groundbreaking, full of technology. Having something like that preserved at this stage, I think is pretty unique.
So what will be the specs of the car?
So this particular car has 5-liter naturally aspirated V8, which is extremely reliable engine, you know. Everybody in Mercedes knows about this, and obviously gearbox, 5G gearbox as well, very, very reliable. You just need to service engine and the gearbox and you will never have troubles with this particular combination. Horsepower wise, so the engine has, I think, 306 horsepower, 460 Newton meters torque. If you will do meticulous inspection on this car, you will not find a single thing that doesn't work, basically, at this stage.
So everything does work with that?
Everything works on this car. You know, it's like spend probably 2 years, not every weekend, but every second weekend, once a month, you know, you get into the garage and do maintenance work or, you know, addressing things that maybe, you know, starts to give the early signs of wear and tear. A lot of front suspension work was done, a bit of electronics as it ages, you know, you get into the area where you will need to maintain it, you know, and it will probably down the road will be cheaper, you know, to address it straight away rather than waiting for things to mount up, you know.
Yep.
So that's pretty much where we are.
The torque is very high, I do have to say.
Yeah, you definitely can feel it. Once you press the accelerator, you will feel it. There is no doubt about that.
100%. So what would be the history of the car?
Not complicated. So it's a Northern Ireland car, as you see from the reg. So far I know it was maintained and owned by one guy for most of its life. Then the second owner bought it around 2018, I believe. And he owned it for a few years, but as I found out from his family, he was not enjoying a lot of health. So he was not driving it, it was parked in the family's estate. And after a few years of time, you know, they kind of decided to put it up for sale. And I remember seeing an ad, you know, on Gumtree, a marketplace, I don't remember exactly, but it was not even advertised as S500, just few pictures, you know, car for sale. And I was scrolling and I'm like, I see the badge S500, you know, I was like, you know, being Mercedes guy, I was like, okay, interesting. I'll try to reach out just to confirm if it's S500.
Yeah.
And the family was like, the father was, yeah, it's S500, we don't drive it, it's just standing there for a few years, you know, we okay to give it to the next owner, you know. So we agreed, I went to see, I liked what I see, you know, it had all the things that I want, like soft close, you know, nice color, low mileage, a few things to address, obviously, after a few years not being used, but and we had a deal. And since then I'm a third owner.
How long have you had it for?
3 years, I think, at this stage. Yeah, about 3 years.
It just picks up just immediately, I think. And then just hits you.
It's swift, yeah. Controlled and swift.
So do you daily drive this car?
Very rarely. So I have another S-Class, which is my daily. When that car needs probably more work, more extensive work, because I try to maintain it really well as well, it definitely can be driven as a daily. You really enjoy it. Obviously, the fuel economy, if you drive in the city, not going to be amazing. But on the motorway, you get, even by today's standards, fantastic economy. Like you can get up to 30 miles a gallon.
30?
Up to like 20.
5 litre?
Up to, yeah, if you really drive like a granny, and we had a few trips with friends to Dublin, to Belfast Market, and you really just get to 60-70 miles an hour and go easy on the foot. You can get to 10 liters per 100 kilometers, which is, I believe, 28-29 miles to gallon.
Very impressive for something like this.
That's amazing, actually. I couldn't believe myself.
Alright, so just a wee segment here. This car is for sale. We'll have Edgar's details here as well. So check in the link below in the description and we'll have more information about this car with all its features and all its special quirks. And obviously the contact details if you want to buy the car. So definitely recommend this car. I don't think I've actually seen a car in such good shape outside of a showroom. So excellent work by the owner, Edgar. So guys, give Edgar some love. Go and buy it if you love it.
Now, since you have another S-Class, would you be a fan of Mercedes?
Yeah, you can say this way. Like earlier, I owned some Hondas, you know, some Japanese cars, and then I think I got, like 15 years ago, I got an E-Class, 2003. At that time was pretty newish kind of Mercedes, you know, my first Mercedes, and I remember it kind of left a good impression on me. So after that I was like, okay, you get the comfort, you get, you know, good value. If you go for something probably around 10 years of age, 8 years of age, you know, you don't buy brand new Mercedes, otherwise you're gonna be hit by depreciation. But if you get a good deal and you maintain it, you're gonna have a lot of value out of it and a lot of enjoyment as well.
Yes.
It has all the technology, all the comfort. You're not gonna get tired on the long trip. Obviously, safety is another thing I look into it. Once you get family, kids, you want your family to be safe. So that's another aspect probably that adds to the equation. Obviously, it's automatic, so there will be a bit of lag. You know, some people don't like that lag on Mercedes, but I don't know. Once you get used to it, it's not a problem for me. You just need to plan that you want to give a boost, you know, half a second in advance.
What would be the quirks of the car?
One really I would like to mention is the little lip in the boot, which kind of is designed probably for you to close the boot comfortably, like you suppose with an S-Class. And then once the action is complete, you know, the lip would retrace back into the car and disappears. So really something interesting you're not gonna see very often. I'm not sure if any other cars use that technology, and it still works on this car.
Still?
Yeah.
Have you had to maintain it?
No, not. But I know those things break down, but on this car it works, and never had to do one thing on it. Nice feature that you don't need unless you try it. It's a soft close doors. Once you try it and get used to it, you don't want to come back to any other car that doesn't have that feature. So basically, yeah, like if your kids or yourself just close the door a wee bit, the car will complete the action and will suck the door and close it for you. It confuses some people who sit down to the car first time and they keep closing the door 3 or 4 times until they realize that the car is working for them. Or you advise them.
Yep. Oh my lord!
Some other nice features like autopilot, obviously. You have auto dimming mirrors. You have factory xenon lights as well. Something nice than, you know, probably better option than the standard yellowish ones. You have front and rear parking sensors as well, so it helps, you know, in the car park if you want to park this big car. Automatic damping system, so obviously it has air suspension. Somebody loves it, somebody hates it, but again, if you look after it, you maintain it, you will enjoy the benefits of air suspension in Mercedes. So you can lift the car if you go fishing with the car, for example, you decide to go off-road, you can do it. Then you have a separate button on the dash as well, which kind of puts the car in three different settings, kind of comfort mode, a bit more agile mode, and then super stiff sport mode, which you can use obviously on the motorway, you know, if you're driving faster, etc. The car becomes more handling friendly.
Well, thank you so much, Edgar, for bringing this car down. It's a lovely car with so many features. If we haven't mentioned it already, guys, this car is for sale. You can look at the link in description or contact us. So once again, thank you so much.
Most welcome, pleasure.
And I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out. Bye. Is it actually running?
The car?
Yeah.
I think so. Can you hear it? Can you hear the 5-liter engine?